What was your surrounded by idiots moment? Before we start, be sure to like and subscribe to be the first to know about new videos. Comment your answer below. Got in a heated debate whether plants would exist without humans because we water them. Everyone thought plants would die without humans. Me and one other person were the only ones that thought otherwise. I wanna know, have they ever seen rain? When I was in elementary school, I did a presentation on Pocahontas and everyone in class insisted she wasn't a real person. I don't even think the teacher backed me up. Thanks for nothing, Mrs. Spell. I got into a debate of whether 10 or 100 was the average IQ. It was obviously 100, but I am pretty sure 10 was the correct answer for them. The bleep teacher said that gravity is here because of air pressure. When I was starting my second year in high school, in my geography class we were put into groups and asked to find certain countries. We were to find Brazil and the other 4 people in my group insisted that the entirety of Africa was Brazil. Couple of young girls at the staff canteen said to the lady serving sausage barms, "So what animal is used for sausages? Is there an animal called a sausage?" Serving lady, "I don't know." I didn't know who I hated or felt sorry for the most. I had a friend who never locked her door. She thought if they were locked and somebody would break in she couldn't escape. She lived on first floor. In a grade 8 social studies class, when I told my teacher the Great Wall of China could not be seen from space, and she said, "When were you in space?" And everyone laughed at me. When I was the only person in the class who knew that you don't just turn a computer on and you need to turn the monitor on as well. I was walking past an Italian restaurant with my brother and sister, and my sister exclaimed, "I wanna try Italian pizza," and my brother agreed. They thought pizza was Mexican. My brother was in his mid-20s and my sister was like 14 to 15. I was the youngest. I volunteer at a cat shelter. The amount of people of every ages that can't start a washing machine is incredible. Same thing with folding. I have to explain at least once every week the difference between the detergent and the fabric softener. When my mom called me and asked me to come help her find her phone. I had many moments like this being in the military. Sometimes I sit in my shop and just put my hand into my face at the dumb bleep they do. It's like I never left high school. I had a friend who kept a spare key to his car locked inside his car in case he ever lost his car's keys. Working in the wireless industry for the last 10 years, daily it truly is shocking just how dumb people are. I have become like a beat-down cop working in the ghetto his entire career. There's little to no common sense out there today. When I go through my emails spam ordner, who in the world would believe that some guy from Congo would want to give you $1 million in exchange for nothing? When my teacher in my computer class told us to put our keyboards on the hard drive case at the end of class. When my mother and niece tried to tell me that a crawfish wasn't an animal. When the hyenas didn't understand my plan to kill Mufasa. Living in the 21st century where people still believe in autism caused by vaccines and a flat earth. Someone going through college trying to convince me that America was the world's first democracy and his 2 friends backing him up because they went to the same lecture. Physics A-level practicals and we were supposed to get time taken for a 60 pendulum swings. Guy and girl close by were counting the seconds off their stopwatch till 60. In college I got laughed at when I said Hitler was anti-black and the Holocaust targeted black people. They wouldn't believe me even after I showed them a Google search. I was also the only non-history major in the room. I live in Georgia. I'm living that moment. Listening to my ex-girlfriend and one of her friends talk about how bad vaccines are. Prior to that they were discussing chemtrails. I feel like I lost more brain cells in those 15 minutes than after years of drinking. I got into an argument with 5 or 6 kids on my bus in 7th grade about whether plaid and flannel meant the same thing. They couldn't understand that flannel is a material. Looking back, what a 90s thing to argue about. I explained to a man how solar panels work and he admired God, saying, "You see how great is God." When you are at school writing your resumes and everyone around you keeps spamming space instead of pressing dab. I asked my entire class whether or not we should switch to Arabic numerals, and a majority of them said they don't want to switch because they like it how it is now. After finishing the PSAT, I stood around talking to the other people testing with me. I mentioned one of the questions about evolution, Darwinian finches, and one said, "You know, I don't really believe in evolution." Another chimed in, "Yeah, neither do I." And then a third, and then a fourth. For the record, I go to a hippie-ish alternative education school in New England. I choked on actually quoting Scar himself, but JFC. Yesterday I was trying to return an outfit we had bought from Amazon for my daughter. I took the bag to the post office and asked to buy a box to mail the package. The post lady looked at it and said, "We don't have any boxes here. You might be able to fit it in a large mail bag though." So I asked if I could buy a large mail bag. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Yeah, we don't have those either." I had to walk away and find a new post office. In middle school I was made fun of cause I said that birds evolved from raptor-like dinosaurs. Everyone laughed at it and even made a rumor that I said unicorns existed somewhere in Africa. Jokes on them too. In the last year in that school my science class was covering prehistory and I had the last laugh when the teacher started talking about Archaeopteryx. Literally every day of middle school. In my classroom, before our French teacher arrived, someone said that Romeo and Juliet was written by Molière and everyone just agreed with it. When I told them who it was written by, I got the "bleep are you saying no you are wrong and who's even this guy" as answers. Working as a waitress. I once approached a table with a tablet full of cake etc. Customer's kid talks about something with cola involved. I ask who gets the cola? And the kids just looks irritated at me. I'm not talking to you. And I'm talking to the table. When I ended up in a Reddit comment section where everyone literally thought PewDiePie was a Nazi. This isn't even about politics. That's just straight up idiotic. When I realized there are flat earthers and anti-vaxxers. Ladies and gentlemen, your next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. When everybody in my class started talking about Fortnite Season 9. When my geography teacher asked what is happening if the Pacific will flood the coast of Japan. And someone said that the people will be cooked because of the hot water. I got into an argument about whether irregardless is a word. They looked at like I was crazy when I said it's regardless. When my class group thought it's possible to grow plants in Antarctica. I'm 6 months in at a new job that requires us to travel all over the US. One of the guys I work with who just quit, thank God, said, "Yo, I like California, Los Angeles, and San Francisco." Showed a group of friends a class 4 meme and none of them got it after school. One of them sent a class 5 and everyone got it. My friend didn't know that December was the 12th month until this past December. My family is always asking for help with phones and computers, how to take screenshots, how to attach something to an email, how to install apps on a new phone etc. These are people with college degrees and MBAs and who are pretty big deals at work. When I heard the results of the 2016 presidential election. When your geometry class doesn't know what the formula for volume is. We had a parts of the car assignment in my driver's ed class. I was the only one who knew what a spark plug was. When my class talked about the wage gap as if men and women are being paid differently if they have the same job and same skill set. I took a pre-calc class when I was in college. Someone once asked, "What's that star symbol?" It was the multiplication symbol. Sigh. At my middle school, I walked into the bathroom seeing kids pretending to piss in urinals with juice boxer school ones and a guy standing on top of a toilet in a stall pretending to jack it off. Whenever I have to interact with both my siblings at the same time, they fuel and support each other's idiocy. It's exhausting. Literally every time I'm trying to get out of an elevator, tram, bus or train? Why does everyone who's trying to get on stand in the way of everyone getting off as if it's going to let them get on faster? My little cousin's telling me that I should stop playing Minecraft on my PC and get Fortnite. It was 5 years ago. I joined this thing called Reddit. We were at a local bar on election day and people were crying because Hillary lost the election. Then, people were talking about how it was the end of the USA. Crying, literally in tears. Sat in college, given a task to copy/write in our own words a handout that we were given. People struggled and I did it in about 5 minutes. I honestly didn't know what to do and people were furiously typing and deleting stuff on their computers. You have been visited by Sad Cat. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to make Sad Cat happy again.